What if the monster under your bed wasn't a myth, but a man who craved the taste of your blood? In 1920s Germany, one killer turned a city into his personal hunting ground. Germany in the late 1920s was a place of rebuilding and unrest. World War I had left scars, poverty, crime, and fear were everywhere. But in Düsseldorf, that fear became something far worse. Random attacks shattered the fragile peace. Stabbings, beatings, murders. No one was safe, women, men, even children. And the killer? He didn't just take lives, he drank their blood. The press called him the Vampire of Düsseldorf. But who was this monster hiding in plain sight? Peter Kürten was born in 1883 into a nightmare of his own. His father was a brutal alcoholic, beating the family relentlessly. As a child, Peter displayed chilling signs, cruelty to animals, an obsession with fire and violent fantasies that haunted his dreams. By his teens, he'd already committed assaults, but the darkness inside him was just awakening. In 1913, at age 30, Kürten claimed his first victim a young girl. He later described the act as bringing him overwhelming pleasure, a rush like nothing else. World War I paused his horrors. He was imprisoned for other crimes. But upon release in the 1920s, the killings resumed and escalated into pure terror. Kürten struck without pattern. A woman stabbed on a busy street. A child found lifeless in the woods, beaten with a hammer. Men, women, children, no one was off limits. Some survived, whispering of a quiet man who erupted into savage violence. He didn't stop at killing. He mutilated bodies, returned to crime scenes to relive the thrill, and in the most horrifying twist, drank his victim's blood. It wasn't about money or revenge. For Kürten, it was euphoria, the stab of a knife, the flow of blood bringing sexual arousal and emotional release. He called it music in his head, an addiction stronger than any sense of right or wrong. The city descended into panic. Patrols flooded the streets, but citizens barricaded doors at night. Newspapers fueled the frenzy, dubbing him the Vampire of Düsseldorf. Then Kürten upped the ante. He started sending letters taunting the police and press with details only the killer could know. "I'll strike again," he'd write, describing murders in chilling precision. These anonymous notes turned the hunt into Germany's first media-sensationalized serial killer chase, amplifying the terror across the nation. Kürten reveled in the fear he created. He was fully aware, fully in control, yet driven by sadistic impulses psychiatrists later diagnosed as extreme. He understood morality but chose sensation over it. The sight, the sound, the feeling of blood flowing was his ultimate high. In May 1930, a turning point. A woman survived his attack and provided a description. It led straight to Peter Kürten, an ordinary man, with a wife, a job, and a facade of normalcy. Arrested, he didn't fight. Instead, he confessed calmly, almost proudly, to a string of murders and assaults dating back years. Under interrogation, he smiled as he detailed the horrors, his eyes lighting up at the memories. Sentenced to death, Kürten met the guillotine in 1931. His final words? A chilling request to hear the sound of his own blood after decapitation. The greatest pleasure. Peter Kürten wasn't just a killer. He was a monster who fed on fear, turning an entire city into his prey. Feeling creeped out by stories like this? Smash that like button, drop your fears about Kürten in the comments, and subscribe for more. Turn on notifications because history's darkest secrets are waiting.